series. This series is about survival and prep. We're going to go over different things of different survival scenarios, different preps you can use. For this first video is about putting together a survival bag based on the three main things you need, whether it be a way to do fire, warmth, cooking, anything like that, different types of foods, water, and the last but not least, shelter. Now, it's not going to be a big shelter, but it's going to be enough to be able to last you, get you out of the elements a little bit, be able to keep you warm if you need it, stuff like that, in different ways. Well, the first thing I'm going to show you, we got all this, most of this, at the Dollar Tree, or now known as the $1.25 store. Okay, first thing is six pack of water, $1.25. Now, everybody knows you need some type of hydration, okay? Everybody knows that. Well, in this case, you have 6 bottles of hydration. You'd be able to at least, if anything, be able to fill it up, make you some rain catches and be able to put you some barrels or something underneath the rain catch. That way you can get more water. Now, you can build rain catches. The best thing to do is to be able to make it to where it filters out all the nastiness. Put you some screen in there if you have to. Put you a funnel underneath. Get you a tarp if you have to. Anything like that. But this, $1.25. Now, you can split it up. Like, for instance, in my case, it's me and my wife. So we'd have 2 bags. So we'd take 2 bottles out. Be able to split this up. That's 3 different times of going out and getting more supplies. Okay, $1.25, 6 bottles, y'all. Not bad, not bad at all. This whole bag here got different things in it as well. We'll start with the very first thing, the shelter. Okay, this is a 4x6 tarp. Not real big, not monstrously huge, but you can do a little small lean-to. It's not heavy duty or anything like that. It's just your regular run-of-the-mill tarp, but you can do at least a little small shelter to get you out the elements. Like I said, a little small lean-to be perfect. Really tiny A-frame, but it'll keep you out of the elements at least. To go with this, also, paracord. Definitely need something to tie it off to the trees. Get your roof on the top of it and everything like that. But this will help. This will definitely help you. This here, like I said, you can tie it off. I mean, you don't have to use paracord. You can use twine. You can use regular poly braided rope. This paracord is my favorite thing to use because it's a little bit tougher and it can withstand more, especially the 7-strand paracord, whether it be 550 or 1100, either one. But this right here, together, make really good shelter for you. At least a small one to get you out the elements. Nothing too big, nothing too extreme, just enough to get you out the elements and whatnot. Alright, moving on to the next thing. Now we're going over different things in this now, okay? This is all stuff that I bought, and then all of it cost, all together that I bought, it was a $40 budget. Now remember, this is about budgeting only. So we're not taking, $300-400 going and getting survival gear. Okay, this is about a budget. We took a $40 budget and got all this stuff right here. Now I've got some extra things that I had around the house, because later on you'd be like, well, how did he get, how are you going to light that and stuff like that? How are you going to light the fire and everything like that? But everything all together, $40 budget, was $28.74 with tax and everything. Okay. Now, $28.74, I got the majority of what was needed to get for a backpack. Now, we're going to go over some foods, different foods. Now, these are only just opinions only. You don't have to take it to heart, okay? None of this you have to take to heart. It is just opinion only, okay? Opinion. Remember, just opinion. It's up to you as a person, as your own person, to figure out what you want in your backpack, okay? Now, these are things that'll help out a lot. Okay, you got different types of proteins, different types of carbs. Now these here, like I said, these are just different things. You got calories, carbs. You know, if you're like me, you have to worry about, you know, somebody that has insulin and stuff like that. All right. Like I said, we got the 6-pack right here of water. Now these are good. These are only, like I said, $1.25. Okay. So this is a V8 Hydrate. Okay. Not bad at all. My wife loves them. It'd be really good for a backpack, trying to go find more supplies, if anything. This is a strawberry and cucumber. It's V8 plus Hydrate. Bought 2 of them, so it's $1.25 a piece. So everything here that you see was $28 and some change after tax. But these here be awesome for extra hydration. Got these. Everybody knows about these, the emergency vitamin C packs. These little guys right here, you put them in the water, you shake them up and drink them. They give you extra vitamin C, help you with your immune system, stuff like that. Now, you do have to worry about how much of this you drink. Okay? You don't want to drink one after another, after another, after another, after another, after another. Kind of spread it out a little bit. Give yourself some time to adjust to it. Okay? Now this here comes in handy, especially with, you know, if you feel like you're getting sick, coming down with something, that'll help boost your immune system. It'll help boost it up, help fight it off before it even gets too bad, okay? Now, everything we've got here is going to help. I bought just about everything in 2s because, like I said, it's me and my wife. The majority of the time we'd be the ones going out and getting everything, okay? I do have a few things, like I said, I still have at home that I put with this, so that you can't really count that into the budget. It's already here at the house. For me, anything here is good. It's good to eat for me. Now my wife, on the other hand, she has to watch what she eats. She is type 2 diabetic. Her sugar does run up if she eats the wrong things, and insulin, when the world collapses of any kind, whether it be a blackout, economy fall, well, if nuclear explosion happens, nobody's really going to be here. Like in my case, I like the zombie apocalypse, so, but insulin will become a scarce thing. It'll be kind of an iffy hit and miss thing. But majority of this stuff is what she can eat, because it's more protein than anything else. For instance, to start off, honey roasted cashews, great additive to a backpack. Doesn't matter if it's an EDC or a BOB or a bug out bag, everyday carry, going out for more supplies. This will help. It's nuts. It's peanuts. Might as well say it's cashew, so it's got some protein to it. This is a great additive because it's small, compact. It's a little small one, so you got at least a day there. Another thing that gives a great additive is the Mountain Trail Mix. The Mountain Trail Mix is an awesome, awesome, awesome additive to a backpack. You got your protein, you've got your calorie. I mean, it's just a chock full of just anything and everything in it. It is an awesome additive to a backpack. Great additive. Now the rest of this is more or less just for the protein and the little bit of calories that you get from it, because it's how small it is. I did get a few of these. The Jack Link's beef jerky teriyaki flavor. It's more of the excuse me, y'all. More of the protein end than anything else. Excuse me. It's more of the protein end than anything else on this. But they do, how small they are. They're real small. Compact, great for a backpack, doesn't take up much room. A lot of this stuff it's one of those you don't have to cook if you don't need to, especially if you're looking for more supplies. So you definitely have to keep the space in your backpack available. I didn't get two things because if you eat it right or you spread it out just right, you'll be able to get at least 2 people can feed off of 1 pouch. I'll put it that way. With these, you don't have to add anything, just like all this right here. You don't have to add anything. It's just to put in and go. Okay. The premium white chicken, it's great. Of course, end of the world comes, it's going to be hard to find certain, commodities like mayonnaise and bread and cheese and stuff like that. If you're into that type of stuff, put on it. But you can make chicken salad if you have the mayonnaise, stuff like that, which is also a good thing to have in your pantries, because this right here, if you're low on food or anything like that, this right here will feed at least 2 people. So you could get a few of these and be able to feed an entire family of about 5 or 6. Okay. Each one pouch is a serving size. So, but you can get 2 sandwiches out of this with added mayonnaise and whatnot and stuff like that. Sorry, everybody. Now, pink salmon, wild Alaskan pink salmon. It's skinless and boneless already. It's been deboned because it has to go in these pouches. All this right here, including the pink salmon, this, even these. Of course, water's got a shelf life of its own, but these here are awesome on a shelf. Whether you put them in your pantry, you put them, somewhere where it cannot be touched by light, stuff like that, kind of in a room temperature area. But this here, great protein source, awesome protein source actually, not great, but an awesome protein source. Great backpacker right here. Any of this right here is a great backpack. Even this stuff back here, the teriyaki beef sticks even. Again, it's a small source of protein. It's only 5 grams per stick of protein, but it's still a good protein source. Great backpacking. This here will definitely come in handy when, you can just, take 2 of them like this and just, kind of set it to the side in your backpack. Whether it be, again, your bug out bag or your EDC bag or, going out and getting more supplies. It doesn't matter. Same thing with this. All this is compactable. Everything. You're not going to be putting this whole 6-pack in your backpack. right here. You're not gonna put the whole thing. You're just gonna put enough in your backpack for you and whoever's with you. Again, beef stick and cheese, same thing. Great protein source. 7 grams. 7 grams of protein, y'all. Awesome protein source. Now, including what you can do with water, you could put, if you get you a little pot or anything like that, you could take one of those, boil some water if needed, heat up some type of noodles, like ramen noodles is another great backpacking thing. Yeah, you have to cook with it, but as long as you've got something to be able to cook in, you should be able to do that. Okay, we've gone over the shelter. We're gonna go more on the food area, but before then, fire. Okay, fire. That's your need thing. A light source of any kind. Some way to heat yourself. The way to start the fire, stuff like that. Like I said, I've got this stuff from the Dollar Tree or the $1.25 store for a little over 28 bucks. Okay, on a $40 budget. So I could have got a little bit more, but I would have just been getting the same stuff over and over and over again. And I'm not going to do that. When you look at something like this, you want to look at it in bulk, pretty much. Like these tea candles. Yeah, they're not real big. They're not going to put off a whole lot of heat or anything like that, which for some things you don't need. You can take one of these, or one or two of these, put it into, when you make your fire, you can put one or two of these underneath, make a little hole where you can put those underneath. Put your sticks, build you a little stick, or put you some tinder in there to kind of help make your fire. So to go from something small to, a heatable fire. Something you can put, where your shelter's at. Keep you warm. Keep you from the elements with your shelter. Keep you warm. Be able to cook with this. You'll be able to, you'll be able to see, as well as heat yourself, heat your food if you have to boil something. Now, if you're stuck inside, that's a little different story. You don't want to, cook yourself out or smoke yourself out from, a big fire. Now, I did get these. They're a 5-hour emergency candle. Not bad. 5-hour emergency candle. Okay. Now, I'm not going to go into super depth of what you could do with these, but when you light it, at the beginning point, you can walk around with it, be able to see whatever you want to see. You'll have a little bit of light, but if you drip it onto a table or something, you can set your candle up without the fear of it being, see how wobbly it is, without it being knocked over. And then wherever you're staying, sets on fire. Especially if you have a wobbly table like I do for this. But they're 5-hour emergency candles. You can do the same thing. Now you can get you some tinder. You'll be able to light your fire, stuff like that with these. Again, a great backpacker. Same thing with this. Tea candles. The tea light candles. Great backpacking. Doesn't matter what you have. Even if you have a little small, run-of-the-mill, going to school backpack, you still put all this stuff in it and not have a fear of it taking up too much space. That's what I worry about with things. Now, just a little additive. Some first aid kits. Now, this has the little shear bandages. They'll stay on decently, but not real good. This here is the fabric bandages. These guys are ideal for wetness. A whole lot of working, especially if you get a cut on your finger, not really a deep one, but enough to where it will help stop bleeding. These guys are great for that. I use these a lot, the fabric ones. That's what these are. It's got one set of fabric. I don't know if you can see it, but right there, the knuckle bandage, it's a fabric band-aid. But these two right here, see how compact they are? You just put it together if you have to. Keep it like this or anything like that to be able to put it in your backpack without it, going somewhere else. Have a pocket dedicated just to first aid. That's the best thing to do. Again, personal opinion. You want to make everything accessible to whoever's carrying it. Like in my case, it'd be me and my wife. I carry the gear, I carry the food and stuff like that. She carries mostly the first aid stuff when we go backpacking. Now, more on the fire end. There's different things you can do for it. One of them is, candles. Another one is, I don't know if a lot of people have gone over it or not, but you can use, even if it is just a dinky little AA battery that's got half life in it or almost dead or anything like that, just enough juice, and you can use that to put a gum wrapper. You cut a gum wrapper out, and you cut it a certain way to be able to make it connect on both ends, and it'll heat the gum wrapper up. The aluminum part of the gum wrapper and the paper part on the other side will catch fire. Take your piece of paper, something like that, use it on that. Another big one that I found is very, very, very reliable is cotton balls and petroleum jelly. Now it's got to be pure, no scent or anything like that, just regular old run-of-the-mill petroleum jelly. You can get the Vaseline version, off-brand version, it's all petroleum jelly. But you mix your cotton balls with the petroleum jelly, it makes one nice, huge fireball. Definitely heats up fast. So you definitely got to be out in the woods for that. Just to let you know. Now this stuff here I had around the house. This is stuff that more than likely you'll find around your house along the way, whether it be at a convenience store or at a Dollar Tree or the $1.25 store. This stuff here is very, very helpful. The main thing you got to look for is, like I said, if you're like me, you have to be careful with what you get and what you find due to the fact of a diabetic. That's the thing that you have to work into your everyday carry or your bug out bags and stuff like that. A lot of this stuff, like this, my wife can only have 1/3 cup, approximately 1/3 cup of this granola, but it still takes a chance of her sugar running up. So we'd have to find something that she can do, which she did, which is some more granola, and this here it's reduced sugar. It's got a lot less in it than this does. These here, again, a great source of, whether it be a great source of calories, a great source of a little bit of tiny protein that it has in it. It's granola. It'll also keep you going. You know, when you start running out of food and stuff like that, you have this to the side, grab it. Grab it, use it. You don't have to put the whole thing in your backpack if you don't need to. Don't put both of them, at least put one of them. But that there will help. These two, I had these around the house. Like I said, this stuff here that I'm bringing out now is stuff I've had around the house. There is a few things that you might need. One of them is this. It's water purification tablets. If you come across them, whether it be in this small little pack, this has only got just a few tablets in it, but it treats up to 20 quarts. So that's 20 quarts of clean water. You can go to a creek, grab as many quarts as you can find, as many quarts as you can get. Throw some of this in there. It's only got 20 tablets in it, so it's a quart a tablet. So you can do a quart of water a day, or a quart of water, or you get just en masse 20 quarts and put all these in. That's 20 quarts of water that you've got that you can use. This here is, again, great protein source. It's got 19 grams because how big it is. It's the big boss. This here is an awesome protein source. It goes along with these here and this. Again, another backpacker right here. That'd be one of the best things to have. Again, same thing, just a personal opinion only, so you don't take it to heart. Some more on fire tendering, fire starter tendering. This here I've had around the house for a while. It's whether you're using a magnesium rod, ferro rod, whatever they want to call it nowadays, a lighter, match, anything like that. Like I said, you're going to wonder why and how I'm going to be able to light this stuff. Well, I'm going to show you. Again, same thing. Had it around the house. So, great thing to put in your backpack. Right there. Another one. Again, $1. You can get these anywhere. The emergency ponchos, you can get them anywhere. Anywhere. It doesn't necessarily have to be a $5 poncho or a $10 poncho or anything like that. $1. $1 poncho. And in fact, these were gotten at Walmart a while back. They were 50 cents. 50 cents a poncho. So we grabbed a lot, just to have, just in JIC, just in case. It is Ozark Trail. It's just a regular old PVC free design, so it'll keep you dry. It will keep you dry. If you have a backpack on, it's big enough to be able to put over you and the backpack to keep you and your backpack dry. Definitely something to have in the backpack. If it's you and somebody else, grab two. Okay. Again, it's stuff that I've had around the house. Now this here, this would be good. It's a life straw. Everybody knows what a life straw is. You can go to a creek or a river or anything like that. Be able to use this to be able to drink the water. You can do, I think it said 1,000 uses before it goes bad, before the filter inside gets it to where it's so bad. Okay. Life straw on a budget, depending on where you get it. We got these off of eBay. These are well worth it. They really are. When you can, try to. It's more of a JIC if you can't find water. Try to get you one. Try to purchase you one. Try to get that into your budget. It will help. Again, personal opinion. Don't take my opinion. Don't take it to heart. This is just my personal opinion. I'm not telling you what to get. I'm just showing you things that you can get. Okay, LifeStraw. Biggest thing. Biggest thing. Everybody knows these. Emergency blankets. You can use these for heat. You can actually use these for reflecting heat off from your fire. From however you got your fire going, you can use these for reflection. You can use these to put in your shelter. It's one of those things of lining your tarp with one of these. Just lining your tarp with it. You don't necessarily have to, try to get it to where it stays in it. Do what you would do with this. If you're making an A-frame, droop it like an A-frame. If you're making a lean-to, same thing. Droop it like you would a lean-to. Okay? You don't have to actually get it to where it stays up there with it. Like attach it to your tarp. You're not going to be able to do that anyway. Okay? So you definitely want to try to get these into your budget. But these here, you can get emergency blankets, mostly at Walmart and stuff like that. So try if you can, try to get it into your budget. If you can. I'm not saying do it, but if you can, try. Best thing for it. Okay? Now, matches, y'all. Now, the Dollar Tree or the $1.25 store, they sell matches. I had this around the house just for this occasion, just to show you that if you're inside a house or inside any type of building, that you can use matches to light your fire, light your candles for that matter, be able to get some type of heat going. Again, covering more on just matches, because some of these aren't waterproof, but you can make these waterproof. All you gotta do is dip them in wax. If all else fails, again, cotton balls and petroleum jelly. Best thing. It heats up fast, it gets real hot, dries out some tinder if it's a little wet. Not necessarily soaking wet, because it won't dry it out that fast. But if it's a little wet, you'll be able to use it. Again, you'll be able to at least, keep heat with you, be able to have some light. Another big thing is a lot of people don't go over is crowns. Regular coloring crowns. Only the ones that are made of wax. You have to look at them and make sure they're made of wax. If they're not made of wax, they will not light. Now, I got a whole slew of stuff here. Okay. Again, this is stuff that I've had around the house. Same thing here as where they at? Right here. They're chlorine dioxide tablets. Water tablets, pretty much. The same thing. And each one does anywhere between 8 to 10 liters of water. Leave 30 minutes before using. So you gotta wait 30 minutes for these before you can actually drink the water. Okay? And then give it a good stir. But that's the best thing to have for if you're having to get water from somewhere. If you can find them, grab them if you can. This here, I don't know if it still works. We've had these for a while. But these are crank flashlights. It barely works. So this thing needs a good cranking, but once you get a good solid crank on it, it does work, and it works really well. This thing's been sitting around here for a while, so you just crank battery, That's the way it charges, is a crank battery. We've had these in our cars for that particular reason, because it cranks and you don't have to worry about having to replace a battery every so often. And of course, some binoculars, just simple binoculars. You don't have to have binoculars, but it's good if you're in a apocalyptic situation. It's great to have. That way you can see where you're going before you even get there. It's the small stuff that will prevail for you in the end. Again, if you can find these, it doesn't matter how many you got like this. At least it'll be something to be able to purify your water for you in the long run. You might not be able to last very long for you, but at least to be able to. I haven't put anything in this yet, but I did make this for that reason. See, nothing in it, but you can turn this into, you know, a little tackle kit, a little tiny Altoids survival kit. I made this that way. This can either be put on your belt, it can be put on your backpack. Put a little, you know, carabiner here, whether it be an S carabiner or a D, or however you want to do it. Those there, that did come in handy. My wife used to use them she usually takes like the little Tylenols, powder Tylenol, stuff like that. She'd put them in here and strap them to her backpack when we would go to the woods. That there came in real good handy for her because it was easy access. It didn't take up backpack space, and it did help. Now you're probably wondering, well, he's got all this, but how is he going to cut firewood or be able to do anything like that? How's he going to start a fire without, you know, a ferro rod or without matches and stuff like that? Well, there's different ways. Of course, I got this from Harbor Freight for about $5 at the time. It was on sale. Something small. Got a little compass right there. See if I can get the little thingamajiggy out. A little survival knife. That's all it is. It's got everything you need in it. It's got fishing line, thread, needle, fishing hook right there. There's the line. See if you can see it. There's the line. There's the fishing hook. There's the thread. Matches. So yeah, it's got stuff in there for it. Just for it. Yeah. This is okay if you're wanting just your basic run-of-the-mill survival knife. Now, it does have a washer on the end of this right here. Let me show that to you real quick. That little washer right there keeps it pretty much from water getting in it. There we go. You can use that. Now, most of the time when people do these things, they're giving you, you know, $30, you know, utility knife, or $30 7-in-1, or however they want to do it. This year, I choose this all the time. If the world when, not really if, it is more or less of the when the world will come to an end. I choose this for a few reasons. One, yes, it has been used, as you can tell. One, this thing here is 440 cold. cold steel. It's thick spine right here, and I can take this outside, get a log about yay big, and hit on one end all the way down. Okay, I could be able to split some firewood, small stuff, but hey, it'll keep me warm in the long run. Okay. Now I do have, the reason why I say I choose this is because of this certain things. It's got a sharpener in it by itself. Okay. And here is my ferro rod with a striker. Now I don't have to use this striker. I can use my knife striker. Like say I lose this part right here, and I still got the ferro rod. Well, I can use my knife to strike this, whether it be on the blade side or the thick side. Either one. I still will be able to light a fire. Again, best thing to use is cotton balls with petroleum jelly, matches, ferro rods, to actually be able to light them. I choose this not only because of it was up there in price, I'm not gonna lie, but I got this before I thought about doing budgets. But this here is, again, an opinion thing. This here costed me $40, this little guy. But I can do a lot more with this than I can with this. I can't hit the back of this to split wood. I can't. It's not that tough. It's not put together like this one is. So that there is only for just looking for supplies, going out in the woods, stuff like that. Looking for, you can use that for hunting more or less. This one here is best for the really getting things done. You need firewood, use that to split the wood. Again, matches, you can make them waterproof, put them in wax, put the ends of them in wax, they'll be waterproof then. But this stuff here, this will help. Going back to a shelter, you can use this as kind of a temporary quick shelter if you need to, more than just keeping it off, keeping everything off of you. If you don't have a tarp, if you don't have a tarp with any type of rope, you can use this for a temporary shelter. Use the trees around you. Same thing with these, with this emergency blankets. With emergency blankets, again, they reflect your heat back to you. They will keep heat in if you're cold, especially if it's in a cold element. It'll help. I'm not going to say that it's going to keep you completely warm. I'm not going to give you that guarantee, because in a way it does. It will keep your heat in. It's not going to completely keep you warm. You will still be a little chilled, but you won't be cold, like bone cold, shivering so bad that you wish it would stop. You'll at least be warm, especially if you're going to have a little small metal trash can inside with you. Small trash can, open up just a little crack of a window or some way to get that smoke out of there. You don't want to die of carbon monoxide. But again, same thing that happens with this. You can use these with the little fire starters. This can actually light wet wood if needed. fact, I'll go over the back here, the features on this. Again, everything here is personal opinion only. What you get as an individual, it's up to you. Okay, it's just up to you. Lights wet wood because it burns at nearly 1,000 degrees, so it dry out some wet wood. Doesn't say soaking wet wood, just says wet wood. If you got just a tiny bit of wind, less than 30 mile an hour, it'll light and it'll stay put. It burns on snow and even floats and burns on the water. So if you got a little bit of water running through the building that you're at, then you've got something that you can put on a little bit of wet wood and be able to light it. Or if you're in very inclement weather, you'll be able to light it. Does have a burn time of 5 to 7 minutes at 1/8 of a cup, so it's a real small cup. It doesn't flare up on you like some things do. They have a lot of these things that, like this, that if you light it, it almost looks like a sparkler or a firework or a fountain going off, and it just flares up. And then you're in trouble because you got other things on fire that you don't want. The pouch itself is waterproof. There's no chemicals to it. You can use the ash that comes from this as fertilizer. So let's say you got your 5-gallon bucket of growing tomatoes or something like that, or potatoes. You got taters growing. You can, after you burn some of this, you can throw it in your bucket with the water. Well, throw it on top of the soil, water it, let the fertilizer go down through. Really get it going. It's got a 5-year shelf life now. You can, best thing to do with that is kind of remember the date that you bought it, and go 5 years up from there. If you have to, even put a sticky note or something on it, that way you know what your 5-year limit was. Don't try to guess at it. Try to write it down. Don't put it, the world comes to an end. EMP comes, there's going to be no electronics, so if you have it on your phone, you can kiss it goodbye and you won't remember. End of the world comes, period. There's going to be no power. So it's one of those things that if you're going off of what catastrophic event is coming, and beyond this part here, we will go over different scenarios of that nature, different things. This video today was just about certain little things, in my opinion, in my wife's opinion. She picked out this, she picked out that, she picked out these. Because me, I just picked up these right here, just the regular old beef stick. Just the regular beef stick. She put the cheese part in. I wasn't going to use either of these, but then I saw the reduced sugar, and I thought about, hey, let me put them in the video. Because you got one with regular and one with reduced sugar. Sorry. These were her idea right here. The VA Hydrate. They're small cans, real small. You can put them in your backpack. You fit them in whether it's an EDC or BOB or however, going out looking for more supplies. This is another one of her ideas. I wasn't going to do this because of the fact that you can, if you're able to find it, because this might be one of the things that goes first. So if you can find it, again, we got 2 packs at $1.25. It does make it a little bit easier on the hydration part. It helps your immune system. Like hers is compromised because of her, for one, diabetes. She has a few other medical things that compromises her immune system. And you have to look out for the people with compromised immune systems. Now, other than what's here, and the knife, a knife is a personal thing, okay? This is my personal knife. Both of them are, really, but I'd use this one before I use this one. All because of what the versatile of this knife is. This knife is very versatile in so many ways. Unlike the survival knife, it's thicker. That my other one is thicker. It's a lot tougher. This is more or less just take it to the woods, go hunting with. That's about it. Yeah, it does have a little. It's kind of reminds me of a Rambo knife. A little saw on the other end, you know, be able to saw through little tiny trees or branches, stuff like that. Yeah, it does have a survival kit at the end, but the survival kit is what you make it. It's not what somebody else makes it. It's not what I say you need to have or anything like that. It's your idea of a survival kit. Your bag needs to have what you would like in it. Your food, your essentials, whatever you like. The reason why most of the people that do bug out bags go for water is because it's plentiful. I mean, yeah, it might not be in bottle form plentiful, but you can go to a lake, you can go to a river, you can go anywhere and get water. Things like this won't be plentiful. Yeah, you find it on the shelf at the Dollar Tree, but some of this stuff like this, it will be the first things that goes. You won't be able to find this stuff right offhand. So it's going to be more or less of trying to find something. At least with the water, you'll be able to keep your bottles, be able to refill them. Put your tablets in water that need purification. It just comes down to what you make of your bag, how you put your bag together. I'm giving you examples of things. Again, going over the fire part, the best thing that I found that's more or less of the compact end, other than these here, is the cotton balls and petroleum jelly. All you need is petroleum jelly, some cotton balls, about 10 of them to start, to at least put in your backpack, a Ziploc bag, and you've got your ingredients. All you have to do with that will probably be on the next video. I'll show you how to make those. But all you need is cotton balls, petroleum jelly, and a sandwich bag. And then you've got your fire starters. They're real hot, by the way. Other than matches. Matches are great. Yes, it says they're waterproof. But my thing is, you can barely see it, but it's got a thin layer of wax on the end. Just a thin layer. I mean, if that comes off, these matches are no good. That's my thing. So it's best to make something that you know, because if you really want to know how waterproof petroleum jelly is. Put some on a couple of your fingers, like really go over them on your fingers and get all the excess off. Then go in, whether it be your kitchen sink or your bathroom or something like that, and put that underneath the water. You put that underneath the water and watch the water. And then you take your fingers out from the water and look at them. When you look at it, it'll be in like little beads. It looks like little beads, like it just drops on there. That's because that is real waterproofness going on. I'm not saying do everything in petroleum jelly, because too much petroleum jelly would just make it really bad for a backpack. That's why I said for the cotton balls you need a sandwich bag, a lot bigger than this, by the way, a regular size sandwich bag, and petroleum jelly and cotton balls. Once you do that, like I said, I might put it next video of different things of different fire starters. But other than that, with this being as it is, these are the most versatile things to put in a backpack. Again, you're breaking this little 6-pack down to, just a bottle or two of you and the person you're with. Now, the knife is not going in your backpack. It's going to go on the side, on your side, something where you can get to it. So that's not going in your backpack. That's why I left that kind of for last. But everything else you can fit in a backpack. You can fit all this together in a backpack. The thin stuff, you can break this stuff down over, you can take 4 of these and you still have quite a bit left, you know what I mean? Or take 8 of them, or however you want to do it. You can put 8 of these in there. You can put you can put this whole thing in a backpack if you wanted to. It's 6 of them, so other than that, you got, this won't be like this. This won't be in this plastic at all. Again, another video would be going over different types of shelters and stuff like that, so I'll be using this in another video. Different things on, the ponchos, emergency blankets. Again, part of the shelter part of the shelter video. This one is just a quick first video of the new series, the survival and prep side. Now, there will be prepping videos in this series. My wife will be going over that, different things you can use, different ideas, different tips on the prep. This is some, again, ideas, tips, and some tricks and stuff like that to be able to make a decent, because there's not really an excellent way to do a backpack. You'll hear that in a lot of other people's videos. This is awesome backpack and this thing. I'm not going to say this is awesome. It's going to keep you alive. I'll put it that way. In some way or another, it's going to keep you alive. Whether it be food, heat, shelter, or fluid of some kind. It's going to keep you alive. That's the main things in survival. Being able to stay hydrated, fed, and sheltered. Because the reason why it's more or less hydration, food and water is kind of intertwined with each other. Shelter and fire. Those are the 3 main things you need in a backpack. You can have all this extra stuff in a backpack. That's up to you. When it comes to survival, you want the room to be able to put more supplies to take with you back to your compound or back to your camp or wherever you're going and wherever you're staying. You want to be able to get all this, because some of this is going to be used along your way. Like this might be used one day because you got to stop for the night. So that could be used, you know, a snack along the way for both of you. That's 2 gone. So, you know, see what I'm saying? It just depends on you as a person, as an individual. There we go. As an individual, on what you want in your backpack. These are just some things that you can get that will help in the survival area, help you survive, help you keep you hydrated, keep you fed, keep you warm in some way or another. That's what you're looking for. These things here, like this, you don't have to have at all, period. These are just extras that I had that I wanted to kind of throw in the video for an example. But again, small. You don't have to have this, the life straw. But when it comes down to, let's say you didn't judge very good, and you only put 2 of these bottles in your backpack, thinking that's all you're going to need, you know, to do the trek to your next supplies. Well, you put this in the backpack and you're like, damn, we've run out of water. Well, if you have at least one, both of you can drink. Go to your closest creek, river, whatever, wherever, however you can get water. Use your life straw. Both of you can drink at least 1,000 times. Well, 500 apiece. Stay hydrated. Okay? Along the way, you're going to be finding, you know, little things. Little things. Peanuts. You're going to find maybe some trail mix. Or you'll find some beef sticks. Or beef and cheese. Or however. You might come across all this stuff along the way. So you're going to grab all that. So you'll have food. Water will run out. You might not. So you might want to be able to kind of break this stuff down. 1 pack a piece for you. I mean, it's not much in there because it's a small pack, but at least you both have something. That way you can have 2 packs, split it between the both of you. If there's 2 of you, if it's just one of you, if you're solo in that stuff, you'll have all this food to yourself. But if you're doubling up, make sure you and that other person eats. Don't let that other person starve. Don't let them dehydrate. Keep them hydrated. Find ways to keep yourselves alive. Do not let it take you out. Biggest thing, dehydration. Food, you can come across food in different ways. Even if you've got to get, you know, a book of plants you can eat, at least you'll have something to eat. Do not starve yourself. Do not let yourself get dehydrated. Definitely take care of yourself. Definitely take care of yourself in some way. Again, this is all personal opinion things. It's up to you as an individual what you want. Just kind of let your mind think of things. Let it come across when you're going to the store for your regular, you know, groceries. Kind of look at things. You know, take your time, look at things while you're grocery shopping. You can go to Harbor Freight, by the way, get bigger tarps if needed. You don't have to buy this. This is a regular 4x6 tarp. Again, Dollar Tree or $1.25 store, but $1.25, and you've got 25 feet of rope on here. So I mean, it just depends on you as a personal thing. I mean, my opinion doesn't matter when it comes to your survival. What I have in my what I would have in my backpack, you might have something different in yours as a person. So Everything here is just a personal opinion. You don't have to take what I have here as this is what I gotta have in my backpack. No, 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 no. I'm not gonna say that to you. I'm not gonna tell you you've got to have this. You've got to have the life straw. You've got to have the trail mix or the beef jerky. No. If you have a budget limit of $100, go up a notch. Get the bigger one. I've got all this on a $40 budget. That's what this is about. Budget spending on survival gear and preps. Some things, yes, you will have already around the house. You don't need to buy. Again, just examples. Don't take it to heart. Don't say, "Hey, this is what he said. This is what he said. This is what I gotta have. I gotta have planters, cashews, honey roasted nuts." No, I did not. There are bigger bags of this. These are just good examples to have in your backpack because of what they provide the body, what they can provide for you. Each stick, 5 grams of protein, only 2 grams of sugar. So if you're a diabetic, whether it be diabetic 1 or 2, protein is your best friend. Keeps your sugar down, keeps you going. Low calories, it's beef of some kind. Nuts, same thing. Protein. Chicken, salmon, jerky, doesn't matter. It's all stuff that a diabetic can eat. It's diabetic friendly. That's what you need to think about. Like, again, for me, it's me and my wife. Okay? When we go to the woods, we think of things that she can eat without a problem and won't run her sugar up. That's our biggest thing. We think about things like that. Now, when the world comes to an end, yes, you might think of things like that, but you might not. But again, these are just personal opinion things to help. You don't have to have them in your backpack. You don't, like these purification tablets. These here. You don't have to have them. It's good to have. When you think, say you've done your 1,000 hits with this, okay? You've got to have another way to be able to get water without having to boil it all the time, okay? It's boiling, you got to boil it first, then you got to wait for it to cool down to be able to drink it, unless you're going to drink it hot. Well, sometimes you don't want to wait. Grab your purification tablets. Use it. Now, if you're cooking, I wouldn't worry about that. I'd boil it, find a way to get your water to boil, and go from there. But other than that, these are just personal opinion things. Don't have to go off of what I say. Just take this into your mind, not take it to heart, but in your mind, kind of think about it. Hey, he's right. You got to have something for everyone, or at least try. Especially if somebody's got heart problems or diabetic, you got to find diabetic friendly stuff, sodium friendly stuff, things like that. Yeah, at the end of the world, when the world comes to an end, it's not going to really matter much because it's going to be hard to find that stuff. That's one thing. But when you can, as you can, while you can, budget yourself out. Yes, $28 and some change bought majority of this stuff here. Bought this, my shelter, my rope, my candles. It bought this, the water. It bought the emergency stuff. Bought my nuts, trail mix. Bought my first aid. Bought my beef sticks, stuff like that. Yeah, I could have went a little bit more on things. Got that little cheap knife that they have there, but some things you already have at your house. Use those things at your house. Don't use anything else. Don't have to buy it if you don't need it. Um, but other than that, everybody, personal opinion only. Don't take it to heart. Just think about what you would want as a person, individual, in your backpack. If you're going with you by yourself, don't worry about it. Especially if you know if you don't have any medical problems. Don't worry about it. If you got somebody with you, like me, my wife, again, diabetic. Finding things diabetic, but also good for me and her, that we both like and we both can eat. That's the main thing. We like everything here that we have for food wise. I myself haven't tried this, but my wife loves them. Other than that, personal opinion only. Just think about it. Think about what you want as an individual in your backpack. Other than that, prep well and just survive. Y'all have a good one. Until then, see you on the next big adventure.